Welcome everybody. My name is Jacqueline from Hammer Group Realtors. Here I am at The Modern at Heather and 29th Avenue in Vancouver, and we have Brian. Please introduce yourself.
Brian Billingsley, architect. Second project that we've done with Paramax Homes now, and we have 6 on the books. So we have a long running relationship with this client. This project really is a manifestation of what the design tenets of Paramax Homes aspires to.
If you enjoy these videos and want to learn more about new homes, click on the link below and subscribe today.
We did a really beautiful custom single-family house with them previously, and it's really not that different than what you see here. I thought what I would say is the nice execution that you see on the cladding system here, the colors, the kind of arrangement, and the way things pop out and pop back and forth. It's not a static volume, but it's quite dynamic. There's a lot of stuff going on, material changes, a good push back and forth. And that was something that we worked on the first house. You can see that in the longer elevations along Heather Street as well. What
you're telling us is that you've done a custom single family home in the very similar style and brought that here.
Yes. This is the other thing I would tell you. The owner of Paramax, Gary, has a really cracked set of trades. Saw that firsthand on the first project we did. I was like really impressed with the vapor barrier prep and the slab prep, and then like all the insulation. And of course the cladding guys are great. They actually know what they're doing, and so you get proper lapping of all the membranes and the head flashings. These are actually really well executed exterior cladding systems.
Can you explain to us, the audience here, what does modern architecture mean, and how is that different from traditional and other styles?
It really is quite a stripped down project. There's not a lot of ornamentation about it. That's what you would say or see in more traditional architecture. What we've done is very much about planes, depth, volume, very more abstract in the sort of expression of what it is. There's not a lot of knee braces and curly cues. It's very simple, stripped down, and I think that's the best quality of this project. It's what makes it the most enduring, is because these are quality, tougher, industrial sort of cladding systems that'll last a lot longer. The maintenance on like this Hardy 2.0 system is really enduring. It'll last a very long. You can see the reverse batten, and then you get these kind of clips and spaces through it. And it's actually really beautifully arranged. You can see how they've patterned and planned. It's a good arrangement of things. I was also going to tell you, the roof itself is actually really well done. At a certain point, Gary phoned me up. He goes, I want something that's bulletproof. Okay, slope the whole roof. The roof from here to the back is just one singular monopitch, and it actually just scupper drains off the back. There's no water that's ever going to back up and flow back into your house. It's just going to flow off the back of the house.
So it flows this way?
That's right. All above the house, right? There's no drain that goes into the house. It's a good thermal quality too, because then you don't have freezing water condensing in the warmer spaces and the roof cavities and stuff. So it works really well.
I heard there is a commercial grade roof.
Yes.
Underneath those beautiful tiles.
Yeah, the combo roof has got like spray foam in there and to the underside of plywood. And then we sloped it with an EPS package and then SBS on top of that.
It sounds fancy.
It's a long living roof. And because there's pavers protecting it from UV,
it is built to last. And I see up around Vancouver, there are other homes that have a similar style.
To say in terms of solids and volumes and the way the building casts shadows and materially interfaces with the vertical fluted parts to the planar pieces, black and white. As you turn the corner too, you can see it along the Heather Street elevation even better because there's much more in and out going on. It's starting there, but it actually kicks out even further along another portion.
Gives a lot of interest and depth.
Even the parapet, you can see we dropped it down and went to a glass. It's actually kind of height's being played with as well. It's volumetrically, it's like 2-story, and then there's a scrunch down, and then there's this kind of pulled in podium piece at the bottom.
That's what gives curb appeal.
It's not flat, it's not boring. And it does create some nice spaces so that you're looking out further this way, and there's some rain protection down on these parts here. It works quite well.
Can you tell us a little bit about the landscaping too?
Gary's got his own ideas sometimes. It turned out really well, especially on this east elevation along here, the kind of marching tree column. There's a nice kind of abstraction. We kept the big maple tree here. It makes the elevation so much better with all the colors and the pop that it gives it. So, yeah, I like it.
The next topic that I do want to address, which is a hot topic, is that this place is designed, and I know we're on a bike lane on Heather Street, is parking. Yes, the new direction of keeping maintenance fees very low, and that also requires not having to maintain this underground parking lot.
Yeah, we have surface parking only, ample bike parking. Yeah, it's all just slab on grade. Not costing a fortune to maintain, that's for sure. Yeah.
Traditionally, Brian, can you tell me, if budget wasn't a factor, what would you recommend all builders design into their new townhome projects?
That's a good question. And I think kitchens are really well done. I'm a big fan of induction stoves. I think those are what everybody should have. I love ours. It's just so nice to cook with, and you don't have any sort of noxious gas. Besides that, I would also recommend, we do passive house. I find it very onerous and very time consuming and expensive. I would always recommend to people to do a step code 5 house, which is just the bare bones of passive house without all the certifications, and then just go for a really efficient heat pump, and then you would have a house that barely consumes any energy. And long term, you've built something that's going to last a long time. The thicker the walls, the less kind of humidity you have moving and migrating through the walls. That's why passive house kind of lasts for so long. In terms of performance, like every other house in this neighborhood, it's probably 4 times better. There's no leaking of your house.
This is between party walls and wall to the exterior?
Our party walls are double stud walls anyways, and then they're stuffed with insulation on both. So they're 9.5 inches thick, 2 studs within a 1 inch air gap. They perform really well. It's called sound transmission coefficient, and it's 65 you get out of the wall, which is really high. The standard is 55 with the city of Vancouver.
I heard, so Gary said he went above and beyond code.
Yes.
You're saying 55 is the minimum.
Yes.
But he went to 65, which is a rating for how much sound transfer
That's
there is
right.
between one family and another family.
Exactly. One of the things about this floor, and we do concrete frame and wood frame and all this kind of stuff. This is wood frame with concrete topping, and so it's a kind of a hybrid system. It's so good. I was just in an old project of mine that I did in like 2008. I walked in there and I couldn't believe how great the floors were. It's just like this, hybrid floor system. So you got 2 layers of 5/8, you got a lot of insulation in your 10 or 12 inch joist system, plywood 3/4 of an inch, and then 1.5 inches of concrete on top of it. So you actually have quite a big assembly, but the thing about it is the concrete absorbs all the higher frequencies, and the lower frequencies are all absorbed through the wood. Because if you had just one in concrete, if you drop a steel ball on it, everybody hears it. It just migrates through the concrete floor. Higher frequency, but if you smack it, it would kind of boom. But the wood would like make a big noise. When you have a hybrid system, it mutes out all the kind of frequencies.
It mutes out all the
better.
different frequencies.
Yes, that's right.
And so here is a hybrid system of both concrete and wood.
That's right.
You said over 9.5 inches?
Oh, way more than that. The whole thickness, the whole
between
sort of sandwich
floors.
becomes about 14 inches.
And this is between floors.
That's right. And the stacker
of the garden
arrangement
suites?
like this, you need to have that kind of sound happening. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, happy homeowners.
Exactly, yeah.
Happy neighbors.
That's the window system and the thick walls. It's really quiet. You can see the wind's howling outside. You don't get that, which is just the way the system works. It's supposed to be like that, right? Very passive heat system, slowly moving air around and doing its thing, but there's not a lot of force or anything like that, right? And so you don't, and the window system is so well caulked and, you know, taped up and whatever else before, and to just kind of seal it all up. You don't have any noise from the street or anything.
If someone is looking for a very quiet, well-located new townhome to live in, this is the spot.
You can't really make noise in here.
I am jumping.
You can jump all you
and
want.
it's very solid.
This is really well built.
Yeah, I'm working and doing an open house. I'm so comfortable. I can change the heating and cooling.
It's a perfect layout too, right? You got a really decent sized living room and a good entertaining kitchen.
Yes.
It's got lots of surface area for cooking and prepping and hanging out, and a proper dining room. This is a 3-bedroom unit, and none of the bedrooms are dinky.
What makes something, a floor plan, feel open versus all chopped up, even though the square footage might be bigger, let's say in a competitor's townhome? But here, people have walked in and they're like, surprise.
We're doing lots, carrying a lot of joists across here. These are some mechanical drops and stuff that are in there, but you can see there's some proper drops along here as well. Get this valence effect, but that's also part of the HVAC system that's picking up all the ducting for the bedrooms above. They're a little bit concealed, but it's also a feature now too.
You've figured out a way to conceal these structural requirements in order to have this type of open space.
Mechanical. Yeah, exactly. And I don't know what the floor height here is. Everybody talks about, oh, I got 10-foot ceilings, but the truth is nobody really has 10-foot ceilings. It's for that ideal, but by the time you make the stairs all work, you have way too many stairs, like 22 or 3 feet longer than they need to be. You figure out the kind of ratio where you want to have the kind of maximum height of stairs, like 7 3/4 or whatever it is, times like 17, and those. Okay, well, I got a 9.5-foot ceilings or something like that, and it feels really good.
The ceilings are quite high here
Yes.
compared to an average townhome that I would walk into.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got the 7-foot high head height across here, and then you get all the big bump above that. So it's, I don't know, 992 or something like that. The big windows really help it. Looking out here, this is such a great view. You've got this excellent west view. The sun's probably going down over there, but in the wintertime, it'll still be casting down over there. So that's a big plus. This will be a very nice unit year-round.
Can you tell me about the staircase?
Paramax does lots of fancy houses. They have their own really good trades who can pull off this kind of nice lights and stuff like that, that you know, make it feel much more open and really contemporary, right? Like the glass, stainless steel, the way it comes down just a little bit proud with the glass guard, and it looks really sharp.
It does, right?
Sure
Because
does.
most townhomes is just drywall with carpet, cheap and simple. But here you get these still simple but yet beautiful and elegant.
This is the quality.
We are here on the private rooftop patio. Brian, our architect, he's going to speak a little bit about the design and the views here and the work that has gone into this beautiful rooftop.
You can see that the parapet is just a very simple sort of layer around here. It's all like a protected area. It's all the code and guard height, but it makes it kind of really your set private space. The one thing about this is so nice is that we have the hospital right here, and there's no way that you're going to lose like all your view this way. If you're worried about Canby Corridor and towers going up around you, it's not going to happen here. You're always going to have this view corridor to the north. The North Shore is always going to be there for you. This will develop up into whatever, you never know, but you'll always have this corridor because it's part of the Women's and Children's Hospital. So that's a pretty good safeguard against future development losing your view. You'll always have this amazing west exposure, and especially the south this way. This one's fixed, so you know what's going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah. And someday, you never know, they might bury these power lines and they'll disappear.
Those future plans about eventually burying and undergrounding all the hydro poles. Can you tell me what a parapet is?
So the parapet is just the upside of a roof, right? This is like with the wraparound here.
This is designed to really feel enclosed and private.
It's simple. It's back to this idea of simplicity too. There's some glass guards over there and stuff like that, but we interface this one to be really private and it makes sense. Just in terms of giving the building the proper massing and set, the views and stuff.
Yeah. And can you tell me about the color choice? This warm, modern gray, coinciding with the choice of the tiles here.
Yeah, it's really jarring, except for like just really casual kind of like approachable colors. I think a nice muted gray. I love the tiles actually. They came out really nicely.
Tiles is a nice finish to see. Easy to
sure.
clean.
The developer's special of some cheap tile that he found at some off-load truck somewhere. Better quality, nicer looking tile. It just looks better. Just to get really technical for a moment, this is sitting on a pedestal system, so there's a 4-way fins in here they sit on. Air gap down below there are 3 to 5 inches. All the water is running to the drain at the back. All the water is slushing off the roof, but there is no rooftop drains here.
When it rains, when it snows, everything drains that way.
Yes.
And off and out.
And like I said, the actual membranes comes up to about here. In the back inside the wall. You're never going to have danger of the water backing up. Even if the whole place plugged, it's more like a swimming pool. That's the other good thing about this roof.
So this roof will never end up becoming an accidental swimming pool?
No. No, because it's overflows and protection. Modified bitumen. It's like a roofing felt, like really thick. Because torch on.
2 layers that helps with proofing. You're saying that there's a 8-inch waterproofing layer behind these gray panels.
That's right. It just works better.
These are important details. Everyone needs to know what's behind the walls.
That's right.
Because that's what makes all the difference in the longevity of your home. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks.